Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is January 11, 2022. Let's take a look at the market, look at the volume leaders. This is where most of the volume is going. And let's look at beaten down stocks with the price less greater than $10. Then also let's look at low price stocks with the price less than $10. So with that, let's jump in and get started. As you can look through here, we got the market, and market is really thinking, and it's at least today it went up nicely, as you can see here. That's a good trend here. And as you can scan through here, even Nasdaq also went higher. That's also a good here. And S&P 500 also went up nicely. So overall market is positive right now. And as you look through here from a market breadth perspective, we got a lot of stocks going higher. That's a great news here. And it's all um, driven by what Fed is saying. Basically, Powell went to Capitol Hill, and he basically expressed the confidence in the market recovery. That's why after stock market heard this, stocks went higher. So it's all about Fed now. If Fed makes a comment, it can make stocks go higher or lower. It went lower yesterday because of inflation fears. Today, Powell basically had some good words about the market recovery. That's why market went up. So this is a up-down market here. We got to be careful and buy some quality stocks on the dip and go from there. So with that, let's jump in. So before we go here, let's quickly look at Thinkorswim platform to look at market action here. As you scan through here, we got S&P 500 futures. It slightly recovered, as you can see here. It's bouncing off of its 100-day moving average, as you can see here. We'll see if this holds. And as by looking at the futures market, looks like futures are opening up to be a little higher, slightly higher. This can change overnight. And then as you look through here, similar trend in Nasdaq here. Nasdaq is also bouncing off of its 100-day moving average here, trying to go higher. And same trend in Dow Jones Industrial Average as well as Russell. Russell is a little bit weaker of the segments here, still below 200-day moving average, but the similar trend as you can see here. Now let's look at the bond market here and see what's going on in the bond market. All right, as you look to the bond market here, we got bonds trying to go a little bit higher, as you can see here. We'll keep a close watch on it and see what's going on here. So look, bond is slightly higher, as you can see here, and yield came down slightly. Because yields are coming down slightly, that's why stock market went higher. If yields go higher, then stock market will come tumbling down. So we have to watch very closely how is the 10-year or the yield, as you call it. And then you got crude oil here. Crude oil is jumping higher, as you can see here. Probably it's good to wait and watch here. We don't want to buy at the top here. And gold went nicely here. Now it's trying to see where to go. But gold is good to buy on a dip here. So with that, let's jump in here and look at few stocks. All right. So let's look at a few stocks here and go from there. So we got volume leaders. The reason we look at volume leaders is this is where most of the money is going. All the big money managers, they all look at these stocks here. That's why look at the volume here. Big volume here. That's where most of the money is going. So we look at a few of them here and go from there. Look on the top, we got AMD. As you all know, AMD is a great stock here. And AMD is getting a lot of volume. So I would be looking at AMD at these levels here. On down days, it's good to buy some AMD. Look, even up here, AMD has a low RSI here, 40, and price to sales ratio is not too high here. It's 11. I think it's very cheap. We could, buy some, not super cheap, but at least for the chip sector, it's relatively cheaper here. And look, nice 5-year performance. So if market gets beaten, I think it's good to accumulate some AMD and go from there. And then you got Palantir Technologies. Many of you own this stock. As you can see here, stock is beaten down pretty much. Last 1 year, it did negative 33%. If you held the stock, in 1 year, you lost 62% of the value, from the high price here, from 52-week high. Nice volume, as you can see here. And this stock is trying to go higher, as you can see here. So that's where stock is bouncing here with a nice volume. That tells you this stock can have some leg here. Only thing to notice here, it's a little bit high from a valuation perspective. So that's why you got to be a little careful here. But stocks like Palantir, they tend to have higher valuation. So if you're a long-term buyer, you could buy on a down day here and hold it for a while. Then Neo, as we talk about Neo here, anytime Neo is below 30, it's a great buy here. A lot of volume is going to Neo. It's also trying to bounce in one day, as you can see here. It's also a good buy here. And Nvidia is also rock solid stock, as many of you know here. Right now, as you can see here, a little bit high price to sales ratio here, 29. So Nvidia is more expensive from a valuation perspective compared to AMD here. But it's a great buy here with the RSI at 41 here. It's a very good buy here. We should take a look at buying Nvidia on the down days. And then you got a few more as you can scan through here. Look, we got drafting here. It's also trying to make a recovery. There is some good regulation in the New York area. That's why stock is going higher. At these levels, look, RSI is still cheap. It's okay to buy some drafting here and hold it for a while. And look, Chinese names are going up here. We got both JD as well as Alibaba trying to go higher here. They bounced up pretty nicely here. Look, JD is rocking here, doing very nicely here. And RSI is 46. I would wait for a little pullback here. It went up too fast here, but Alibaba is a good buy here with the RSI 54. You could wait for a little down day here and then buy some Alibaba here. And then as you look through here, Uber is making a nice comeback, as many of you noticed here. I think it's still a good buy with the RSI 53 here. You could still pick up some Uber and go from there. And I got a few more. I love both Snapchat as well as Facebook or Meta here. Both are trying to make a comeback, as you can see here. And both have got lower RSI. You could buy those. Snap has got a little bit higher valuation, as you can see here. Whereas Meta is a great buy with low valuation. You could buy some Meta and hold it for a long time. And then got a few more. I love a Barrick Gold, as many of you know. It's a great stock to buy on any pullback here. RSI is 51. You could buy some now and you could buy more on the pullback here. And Twitter is a great stock. It's trying to make a comeback, as you can see here. You could buy both Twitter as well as PayPal here. Both are great buys. Look, RSI is very low for both of these names. You could buy them. So with that, let's jump in here and look at few more volume leaders. So as you can see here, we got continuation here. Look, we got many of the great stocks. I will probably point to one or two here and go from there. As you look through here, we got great stocks here. Look, we got ChargePoint. ChargePoint is trying to go higher. It's just a $16 stock, a little bit high on the valuation, as you can see here. But these battery companies come with a little bit higher valuation. Company stock has not done great, as you can see here, but at these levels it could be a good one to buy and go from there. I also love Pinterest here. It's a $34 stock, as you can see here, trying to make a nice comeback. You could buy some Pinterest, given it's a very low RSI here. Nice sales growth and gross margin. And I got Take-Two Interactive, one of my favorite at these levels here. Stock tumbled yesterday after agreeing to buy Zynga. Look, today it's trying to go higher slightly. I think it's a great buy at these levels here. We could buy some Take-Two Interactive and go from there. Last but not least, one more quick one here. We got we'll cover that later. So let's jump in and look at a few more stocks here and go from there. Next, we are looking at beaten down stocks with the price greater than $10. These are really beaten down, but price is greater than $10. So these are a little more stable stocks because it's a double-digit price, not a single-digit price. So with that, let's jump in here. As you can look through here, we got Berkeley Lights on the top here. Berkeley Lights, as you see here at these levels here, I think it's a good buy here. But look what's going on here. One day, price went higher, 6.1%. on a good volume. Volume is more than 1.5 times normal volume. And look, there is a good gross margin here. Companies has a nice gross margin, and it also has a nice sales growth here, 1 year and quarter over quarter. So at these levels, it's okay to buy some Berkeley lights here, and this can have a nice upswing from here and go from there. And then one of my favorite here, AEHR test systems here. Stock came down. It's a good one to buy at these levels here and accumulate. Given it's a little bit high on the valuation side, as you can see here, 14. But at these levels, it's a bargain. And we got one more here, or a few more, as you can scan through. We got Celsius holding after coming tumbling down. Look, it's trying to go higher here, up 9.3% here with a nice volume. Volume is more than 1.5 times normal volume. It's also a good one to buy at these levels here. And then you got a few more. You can scan through it. Keep watching for nice volume and at least some good performance in 5 year and 1 year, and some uptick in 1 day, 5 day. That's what we're looking for here. And many of these names have got nice sales growth and gross margin. That's also a key for us to make a decision here. I also love stocks like Ride Blockchain here. It's a great company. You could buy some of this stock here. It's also trying to go higher in 1 day. With all this crypto beaten down here, it's a good one to invest in. And then I got my favorite here, InMode. It's a great stock here, completely beaten down at these levels here. It's a good one to buy also. So with that, let's jump in here and look at a few more names. This is a continuation. As you can see here, we got a few more great names here. Look, we got Blink Charging. It's again a good speculative stock here. A little bit, let's see here, price to sales ratio is very expensive. That's why it's very speculative. So if you are a swing trader, you could trade in and out, but not for long term, given it's a super high valuation here. On the other hand, Grow Generation is a good one. It's a picks and shovels play in the cannabis area. Look, price to sales ratio is very cheap here, just 2 here. And stock has not made money in 1 month and 1 year here. This also can turn around as you go forward. And then you got a few more as you can scan through here. We talked about Matterport a while ago. Matterport is also trying to make a small comeback, as you can see here. It's good to slowly buy this. Even the valuation is super high here. If you're a long-term investor with the confidence on the metaverse here, it's a good stock to hold and go from there. And I got a few more as you scan through here. Lululemon got clocked yesterday. It's also trying to go higher here. Actually, it's trying to stabilize, as you can see. It's also a great stock to buy at these levels here. So with that, let's jump in here and look at beaten down stocks with a low price less than $10. So with that, here we got list of beaten down stocks with price less than $10. I made sure the gross margin is positive, so that way you are not looking at negative gross margin companies. That will give you some confidence level. And also RSI for all these stocks is less than less than 50 here. That tells you these are beaten down at these levels. As you scan through here, it's very hard to make money in the stocks with the price less than $10 if you're a long-term investor. But if you're a swing trader looking at the short ratio as an example, and institution buy and sell, if you time the market, you could go and buy some of these names here. But understand, you should not be a long-term investor here, because many of these names, as you can see here, they have not made any money for most part in 1 year and 5 year, with few exceptions here and there, like TTWO and a few more like MUIS. That's why you got to be careful here. If you're buying these names, you're buying them for a swing trading, not for a long-term investment. So with that, to take a few names here, you could look at Hut 8 mining as example, crypto play. And this stock has gone like 6% higher, as you can see here in 1 year. It's a relatively new company. You could buy this one for a nice appreciation in the Bitcoin and crypto area. And then you got a few more as you can scan through here. Keep watching how the stocks have done in 1 year, 5 year. Look, we got Microvision trying to bounce off here, as you can see. High valuation. You got to be careful on this one here. And Copin, as you can see here, this is finally trying to wake up slowly here. This company, sleeps for a long time, wakes up for a couple of days. So right now it's trying to go higher, as you can see here. Could be okay to slowly buy, given it's got some nice sales growth and gross margin here. And some companies are net margin positive. We got one here, RKDA here, net margin positive company, but it's not made money in 1 year, 5 year, even 1 month. We got to be careful with such names here. Pixel work seems to be okay. It's a low price stock, as you can see here. Company has made some money for investors in 1 year and 5 year. It could be okay to slowly invest in this one also, given it's trying to go higher, as you can see here. So with that, let's jump in and look at a few more names. All right, so this is a continuation here. As you can scan through here, we got stock like Clean Spark. You could probably look at this one here. Nice sales growth and gross margin. And stock is down for most part, as you can see here, but it's trying to make a comeback. This could be a good one for clean energy as we go forward. Then as we scan through here, we got a few more. We could look at few names where you see some positive in 1 year, 5 year. For example, VRA could be a good one to look at, and see if you can buy this one a relatively lower valuation, just 12, comparatively okay here. You could look at that one too here. So with that, what we'll do now is we'll look at a few charts and see what we can make out in these charts here. So with that, let's go to thinkorswim platform. Let's see if we have one more page here. Give me a quick second. All right, let's look at few charts and go from there. So with that, let's go to thinkorswim platform from TD Ameritrade. All right, so let's look at a bigger chart here and look at Berkeley Lights to begin with, BLI, as many of you know. So Berkeley Lights, as you see here, stock has been coming down big time. As you see here, came down, and now it's trying to slowly go higher, as you can see here. So at these levels, it is trying to stabilize and trying to go higher, as you see here. RSI is also trying to go higher, and look, we got uh, volatility is trying to inch up a little bit because it's a low price stock. We don't need to worry too much about volatility here. And right now it's bearish, as you can see here. The red line wants to come down slowly, and blue line wants to go higher slowly. That tells you, even though it's bearish, the trend is good here. And look, on the balance, volume is trying to go higher. Check-in money flow is trying to go higher. That tells you smart money is slowly going into this stock here. I think after the big drop off here, Berkeley Light could be okay to slowly accumulate. And then we look at one or two more here. And let's look at AEHR. It's also got beaten down big time, as many of you know. And as you can scan through here, AEHR, this also got beaten down drastically, as you can see here. Now it's trying to stabilize. So at this time, I think it's okay to slowly get in and buy some AEHR and hold it for a while. RSI is also trying to go higher, as you can see here. And as you can see right now from a DMI perspective, it's still negative, but blue line wants to go slightly higher, as you can see here. And smart money is slowly flowing into the stock here. So at these levels, I'm a buyer of AEHR here and go from there. And next we look at Celsius Holdings, CELH. It's also a good one to buy, completely battered, as you can see here. Stock came down drastically. So at these levels here, now it's slowly trying to go higher. It may be okay to slowly buy into this one here. This also goes nicely. Once it starts going higher, it will go higher nicely. Look, RSI is improving, and blue line wants to go higher in the DMI. That's a good way. And red line wants to come down. That's also good. And smart money is flowing into the stock here, as you can see. That's also good here. So with that, Celsius holding is good to buy at these levels. And if you're an option buyer, you could buy call options, given Celsius holdings as a low IV percentile here. That also works well here. So with that, we'll look at one or two more here. Let's look at Palantir Technologies, PLTR. All right, Palantir, as you can scan through here, Stock is has not done well. Look, it's been down for a long time, as you can see here. So at these levels here, it's trying to go slowly higher. RSI is trying to go higher, and DMI chart, the blue line is trying to go higher, and on the balance volume is inching higher. Smart money is also flowing in here, so it's okay to slowly buy into Palantir, given it's battered down here, and take it from there. And we look at one more here. We look at Take-Two Interactive, one of my favorites video gaming stock here. It bought Zynga and got battered big time. As you can see here, Zynga down, Take-Two Interactive down big time. Now it's trying to stabilize here. So at these levels here, as RSI is improving and smart money is flowing into the stock, as you can see here. So it's a good one to buy at these levels here. It's a great one. I think you'll do very nice with the Take-Two Interactive. And let's look at one more here, which is the Clean Spark. So Clean Spark is into clean energy, as the name suggests. This stock also, as you can see here, trying to stabilize, as you see here. And RSI is trying to go higher. Smart money is also flowing into it. So even though at this time it's negative, indicated by DMI chart here, blue line wants to go higher. There's a positive bias here. With that, it's okay to slowly accumulate some Clean Spark and go from there. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.